Hi everyone, so today we are going to be talking through one of our current deals, which is a HMO that's come to us from a letter that we sent out to a HMO landlord about a year ago.
So we're just going to give you a bit of an overview of how we analyse this deal, and this will give you a little bit of insight into how we actually analyse all our deals. Obviously every deal is different and we have to look at different factors, but we will talk about this specific deal with you right now.
First thing that happened was the vendor sent us over the details of the property, which included the current rental rates, which they did say to us they don't charge enough. They also forwarded us the quality of the property and the most up-to-date images of the property they had.
So the next thing we did was we followed our system for analysing the area. So we had a look at the postcode, we had a look at what was nearby, we looked at local infrastructure, we looked at transport links, we looked at amenities, we look at all of that in detail by going onto Google Maps and really analysing the ins and outs and the intricacies of the area, just to see if it's viable and for what type of tenant would suit that type of property.
We also then found some local comparables of properties that were similar in size. As it's a HMO, it's a bit more difficult to find a like for like in that area or within a radius of what we like to work within a quarter of a mile. We also then contacted agents, a HMO specialist, to get what they thought the current value would be in comparison to what we found a comparison of it to be. And then one of the most important things is that we found out what the vendor was actually after for the property.
Yeah, so as you can see, it's quite an in-depth process. There's so many factors that we have to take into consideration before we put a deal out, because we need to make sure that it stacks up on a multitude of levels and we're giving the most accurate and up-to-date information to an investor. So that's why we don't just go to one source. We look in many different directions to get an accurate picture as possible.
Yeah. The one thing with HMOs that I would say is that there are two types of valuations that you can get. There is the bricks and mortar and there is the commercial value. It does tend to be more beneficial to go with the bricks and mortar value. The commercial is more based on the rental income, and it doesn't always tend to be the best option. It tends to be better if you want to take capital out the deal at the beginning, whereas the bricks and mortar is better for cash flow.
So when we're working out our numbers, particularly in the case of a HMO, we are very much focusing on yield. Higher yields tend to be expected than obviously your standard buy-to-let, because obviously there's multiple tenants within a property all paying rent. So this is a factor that we focus on, and this is where it's important to have to do your area analysis and look at demand and general rents in the area. This is so you can get an accurate figure of what that yield might be.
So if you're interested in this deal, or if you want us to help you with any deals that you may have, please get in touch today. Just comment below and we'll speak to you soon.